Let's move on to Coach of the Year. And when you talk about Coach of the Year, again, we're talking about Concordia a lot. I just don't.
not to.
I just don't know if you could ever give it over anyone except Tim Manigault this year. You can make arguments that other guys had great years. I think Michael Mosier had a great year. I think Kurt Tippmann, considering all they lost to bring guys back on the 5A level and make it all the way to semi-state, I think that was a fantastic coaching job. I think Chris DePue did a fantastic coaching job at Garrett. But you're talking about a team that had never made a state championship, goes down, wins it, and does it in record-setting fashion.
Yeah, and it wasn't only that. This wasn't a team that came into the season and everybody's like hyping up, oh, at 3A, watch out for Concordia. This was a team that built itself up throughout the season, in the off-season, and Tim Manigault molded that team and built that team into a championship program. And it's, yes, they were the only team to go down to state and win a state championship, but not only that, it wasn't expected either. This wasn't a team that we looked at in July and August and said, watch out for the cadets. I mean, it came together, and that's built around Tim Manigault, what he's done with that program, tremendous job.
I go back to what we heard from him in August when you take a look at the Jackson twins had graduated. They'd been starters on the offensive defensive line. So, in a certain sense, you were losing like 4 guys.
Yeah.
And the size of Concordia in the SAC certainly doesn't help. So when you lose big guys, you lose linemen. He was like, we're going to go as far as our offense and defensive line takes us. There are a lot of question marks there. We like the skill guys. And boy, whatever he did allowed the line to flourish to the point that all those skill guys could do what they do on a Friday night.
Yeah, no doubt. And this is a team, too. We rarely see this. Since 2010, this team had 3 seasons of 1 or 2 wins. And then now they're state champions. I mean, usually you have the same teams are good, same teams are very good, and then occasionally a team kind of crashes the party, and that was exactly what Concordia did this year. And it'll be very interesting to see if they can go forward. Obviously not state contenders every year, but can continue the positive mojo that they got in the last couple of years with this senior group, last year's group as well, because Tim Manigault has said all we need is 5 or 10 more kids out here. We could be a little bit deeper. We can not play as many kids both ways. And then we're really kind of feeling good when we get into 3A playoffs. And he hopes having that big trophy, being able to put that at Concordia really gets a lot more kids out, because he told me last week, I still have 6, 7, 8 kids I see in the hallways that I'd really like to see play football. So we'll hopefully that pays dividends long term.
2 coaches that I think deserve mention out of the SAC is Derek Moore. I know you're looking at they're winless a couple years ago. They win 2 games this year on paper. Maybe that's not all that impressive. But if you went out and saw Wayne 2 years ago to where they were this past season, they were much improved. They gave Lures a game. They were in games more. They made the other teams work, as opposed to just kind of rolling over in that first season with him. Big stretches and really a change in the mentality, I think you would agree, out
definitely.
at Wayne. And I also want to mention Jason Dorfler. I thought Northrop was a little bit the same way, where you saw them make take a step forward this year.
Yeah, definitely. And I think with Derek Moore, and he mentioned it in preseason because he learned a lot last year too, and they did that this year with a lot of young guys. It wasn't a senior-dominated group that won 2 games. I mean, there's a lot of juniors, a lot of sophomores on the field, so you would think they're going to get even better. And Jason Dorfler, a lot of people think, why can't Northrop win? Look, if Northrop's going to succeed, Jason Dorfler is the guy to do it. I mean, he's got coaching acumen. He was a good player in his day. His dad was a coach. His uncles were coaches. So he knows what he's doing. And that program, if it's going to get back, is going to be Jason Dorfler leading the way. So I think they probably didn't take enough step forward as Jason would have liked this year, but it was a definite step forward for the program as a whole.